Good morning from Perth in Western Australia. As you can see here, I've got a couple of agave stems. It's the flower from the agave plant, and it's generally not any agave. It's the thorny type, the type that you see a lot of the time. That they do grow wild in the bush. They're a native Australian plant, and what they do is at the end of their life, just before they die, they put all of that, all of the energy that they've got left, and all of the goodness that they've got left into producing this beautiful long flower, and it shoots straight up into the sky. Now, if they're the right size, what you can do is you can cut them, and hopefully try and cut them and get that beautiful bell end. And not only when the Didge is made does it look really beautiful, but it also acts as kind of a speaker, and it's known as the beehive bell, and it really does make a beautiful instrument. As you can see, I've cut them already this morning, and I've got a good friend of mine. It's Kevin Bennett, Mr. and Mrs. Kevin Bennett from Rothwood, and they do wedding receptions and all sorts of reception at their beautiful home. It's really beautiful out there, and I'm fortunate to have met Kevin, and he let me have these, and hopefully any more that grow there. Not only will they help me, but they could also help a lot of kids out there that are struggling, because these didgeridoos can be, in the didgeridoo world, quite valuable when they're made. And hopefully I'll do a good job. Through the videos you'll see me, I'm going to upload onto YouTube. You'll see me making these instruments with with very basic tools. So I have made them literally with a Stanley knife and a wood chisel, and not too much else, and I've hollowed them out by hand. And I'm going to be uploading a series of videos that hopefully some people out there might find useful and be able to make yourself a nice didgeridoo too. As you can see, they've got nice big bells on the end. And what I always do, if you do cut these stems, I have had a couple that split by where the branches, when you cut the branches off at the flowering part of the top of the stem, it'll leave a little bare piece of open flesh, kind, so to speak. I would recommend that you seal those as well, and I'll show you what I do. I just a little bit of PVA wood glue, and I use the external type, and basically you just touch them up. A lot of people don't do this, but for the little bit of time that it takes just to touch them up, there's my friend's card. That's Kevin Bennett at Rothwood, and I've already done these, but I'm just going to be giving it just a little bit more on the ends. And it's really important, even if they're dry, even if when you cut them they're dry, I think if you want it to be a nice stable instrument, and to guarantee that it's not going to split, because obviously these are going to go from sitting in the garden in all types of weather, even though they're well seasoned, to probably being displayed in your house with the rest of your instruments, or maybe even just as an ornament. I'm going to seal the ends, just give them one more quick coat. I generally give each end about 3 coats, just to be sure that they're not going to split. The last thing that you want to do is go to all the trouble of making it, because a lot of the time you can complete the manufacture process in a single day, and then you're left with the finishing process, whatever you want to do to it, whether it's just seal it with a few coats. You can actually finish the outside with an external PVA wood glue as well. I'd recommend that you give it at least several coats. on the outside. You want it to have a good durable finish, and also seal the inside, which you'll see me do along the way. And I'll show you how to do that along the way. I've made many of these, and I've always used the same basic techniques, which you could pretty much do wherever you was, if you was traveling on the road, or if you're traveling around your country, wherever you may live, and you've got these agave stems. You could easily make yourself a good living and enough for you to function on your adventures. So there you go. That's PVA wood glue, and which I brought from the local Bunnings. It's just PVA wood glue, and you paint it on the ends, also paint it on where the branches were of the flowers and on the other ends. And yeah, there's that. I'd like to once again thank Mr. and Mrs. Kevin Bennett for donating these to me, and I look forward to posting the next video in a few weeks. When I'll give these a few weeks, what I'll do is I'll let that dry now, and then I actually store them in a place inside my house, which my wife doesn't like very much, but it's the best place to season them, as long as they're already seasoned when you cut them, and you're pretty much just leaving them to dry out the little bit of moisture that they've absorbed from just being out to the elements. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll keep you posted, and I'll post another video soon. Happy digging, guys, and even if you just make one for an ornament, it's a really interesting thing to do. It's a beautiful instrument to play, and agaves do make a beautiful sound, and hopefully I'll be able to play these beauties for you when they're finished. Thanks, guys. Stay safe, stay happy, and I'll be in touch.